Rural St. Andrew MP Juliet Holness says residents remaining in compromised areas in the constituency will be forced to relocate to a shelter if the forecast of increased rainfall this weekend materializes. She's particularly concerned about residents of Wees Road in 9 Miles Bull Bay. The area is under threat from the nearby Chalky River. Mrs. Holness was speaking on the morning agenda on Power 106. Anthony Logg reports.
Water, water, and more water across several communities in East Rural St. Andrew over the weekend. Flood rains caused devastation, destroying several homes in Shooters Hill, while some narrowly escaped death in other areas. Over in 9 Miles Bull Bay, the Chalky River burst its banks, dumping several feet of silt while threatening lives and homes along Wees Road. With the forecast of increased rainfall this weekend, the residents could again be under threat. Member of Parliament for East Rural St. Andrew Juliet Holness says she has spoken with residents about the planned forced removal.
Once we see there is any possibility of rain from the meteorological center, they will be forced to go to the shelter. Because when you look at the condition of the roadway that is currently filled with silt, the tractors are removing the silt, it means that there is limited space available for persons to be able to respond if more water and silt comes their way.
Several communities in East Rural St. Andrew have seen multiple landslides and slippages over the last few weeks as a result of the heavy rainfall. This has renewed calls for the areas to be declared disaster zones. Mrs. Holness says discussions are ongoing.
The ODPM has the authority to force persons to go to the shelter. They have actually been coming in. They have been monitoring the situation. I have spoken to the Minister of Local Government who has charge of the ODPM to look at the possibility of declaring the area a disaster zone. We actually had that discussion from the previous set of rains, even before this situation. So I will revisit that with him to see if that actually forces persons to go that do not wish to leave at this time.
Speaking in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said some of the houses in rural St. Andrew should never have been located in the areas in which they were built. He blamed political expediency for the precarious existence of some residents. Mrs. Holness shared a similar view. That aside, she says lands have been identified to relocate residents living in danger zones in her constituency.
So far, the two locations are found. Rest Haven is very hilly, but solid, very expensive to build. And the NWC also has some space at the top of Bedford. Now, for me, though they're expensive, those would be better spaces to build. And I have brought those spaces to the attention of the relevant minister currently, Parnell Charles Jr.
Anthony Logg, TVJ News.